Hey guys, Eric Holscher here, My Bug Guy Pest Solutions, just taking care of some bug issues here, and had come out a couple weeks ago and doing a roach clean out, and you can see right here, you know, we're catching quite a few, which is awesome. We've got a lot of first generation babies on this board with some juveniles and some adults. What's really neat about this is that any female on here that has an egg purse, which is an Utica, it'll get trapped on the glue trap, and then when the babies come out of that Utica, the egg purse, they come out and they get stuck on the trap. So we're really killing, you know, a lot of roaches at once, which is amazing. So you can see the gaps in the doorways. This is common with a lot of doors that you know, are in heavy use with restaurants, just because people are going in and out with the trash. And so you can totally tell, you know, with certain insects, they'll come through the gaps because they can feel the air, the cool and hot air from the hot air outside to the cooler inside, and they'll come in from time to time. But here we got another trap down here. Got quite a few on there, which is good. Doing a good job. This is our second week into this. Just using dusts, basically boric acid dusts here, which work really, really well indoors because it reduces the amount of drift that you would have on the outside. You don't really ever want to use a dust on the outside just because the wind blows or you get a breeze and you get drift. We don't want drift. That's not what we want. We want to keep it in a confined area, cracks and crevices. But look at those beauties on there. I mean, we've got several different, you know, generations of instars, which is basically, you know, from the egg purse of Utica to the little tiny babies to the juveniles to the adults here. So you can see right here, look at that. There's an Utica right there. I'm going to go in a little closer. That's a female cockroach right there, a German roach. And she has her Utica. Now you can tell these are German roaches because they have the black racing stripes going down their bodies. And they're very small. Very difficult roaches to control just because they can get into the smallest cracks and crevices. But you can see the cracks and crevices along the tile on the wall here. They like to get down back behind there. I dusted this last week, or 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry. Gonna leave that be. You can see the plumbing around these areas too. There's moisture, and they like those areas. It's just typical for these types of roaches in here. You know, they're always going to be in these areas just because they're cracks and crevices and they're small. I'm going to pull this out. Going to look at that trap back there I set. Going to just take a look at this one really quick here and see how many we got on here. I'm going to grab this right now. Some of y'all are probably like, why aren't you wearing gloves? I'm going to wash my fingers, that's why. Look at all those on there. So we got quite a few there too. And look, there's another female right there with her Utica, her egg sac on her. So awesome. Just doing a great job at catching them. I mean, really just dusting with a boric acid dust or maybe like a Cymexa dust, I really think is the best way to go. Even with diatomaceous earth, DE, crushed seashells. You know, I mean, these work really good. Roaches are always constantly cleaning themselves. They're constant groomers. And so they're going to pick that dust up, clean it, ingest it into their bodies, and it's going to kill them. And that's what we want. You know, a dead roach is a pretty good roach in the case with these specific roaches. Going to get back down underneath here too. Going to take a look at this trap down here. I'm going to put some new traps in here. And so you see, got the plumbing down here, all that gunk can build up in there. Roaches love eating on that. You can see all their fecal focal points right there. Look at that trap right there. Another wonderful trap full of roaches here. A lot of babies on here, which is a great thing. Really just cleaning up with these babies is an amazing process that goes along with the traps, because guess what? You're catching the babies from turning into adults, and we're catching the adults that you know, have babies. And look right there. There was a female roach. I bet it was this one right here. She dropped her Utica because the babies are getting ready to come out of there. And there it is. So we got probably, I don't know, probably 25 plus babies in there, which will hatch out and they'll die. And the other thing is when roaches start to run out of food, especially German roaches, they become cannibalistic. The baby roaches love eating the fecal matter, and it's soft and chewable for them. So they'll feed on that, you know, and they get their little bacteria going in their little bellies or their guts. So, and that's a good thing. So right over here, you can see that that trap right there doesn't have a lot of roaches, and my guess is that they're not as concentrated over here as they are where the plumbing's at, and that makes sense. So, you know, we've got quite a few around this plumbing area where they're going to be a lot more heavy at times, and depending on how bad the infestation of these roaches is, they can spread, and then they'll start multiplying in other areas. And then look at this trap down here. What a beauty. What a beauty. Oh my goodness. This is like the mother lode for roaches right here. Look at that, man. That's what I'm talking about. This is where you get your pay dirt, if you will. I don't know if you can really call it pay dirt with roaches, but look at that. That is a beautiful sight. I mean, wow. I love this glue board trap just for the simple fact that it's provided a lot of different generations of instars and roaches right here. Look at the black racing stripes on that one right there. Yeah, look at him. That's a German roach. Ain't nobody cannot tell me that is not a German roach. If they do, they must not be an entomologist, or they don't have friends that are entomologists like myself. Haha. I got plenty of friends that are entomologists, really good guys. So I bet between these four right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we've probably got, I don't know, maybe 300, 400 roaches altogether, which is great. Let's go back over here. Just going to check all this out here. You know, just doing a good job, you know, taking care of business. There's one down there with some roaches on it. And then I'm going to go back over here, take a look here too. And you can see the dead ones in the drains down there. I'm going to put some more traps underneath this soda machine here, take care of some business, and keep going at it. So anyways, guys, I just thought I'd show you all this here. Remember, when you're out doing German roach jobs, you'll want to use dusts and traps, either diatomaceous earth, boric acid, or a Cymexosilica based dust. If you're going to use a permethrin or foggers, it's typically not a good idea to use those in areas like this, just because it's going to push the roaches away. And I know that is debatable with certain companies, but you got to remember, roaches are constant groomers. I mean, gels work okay, but dusts work better along with the glue board traps. That's my own opinion. I've got a couple friends that are entomologists that, you know, have given me these ideas, and they suggest, based on their scholarly research, that dusts and traps work the best. But again, there's other opinions out there, and that's fine. Anyways, Eric Holscher, My Bug Guy Pest Solutions, 480-233-2674. We'll do an updated video on this in another couple weeks. And with new glue board traps being put out today, we'll see how many more we catch, and we'll just keep going until we get rid of them. And the other thing about this is when there's other restaurants that are joined together in these strip malls that have problems with roaches, you got to address those restaurants too. Hopefully they're willing to get on board, and you can really make a difference in the roach cleanup. Okay, till next time, guys. Eric Holscher, My Bug Guy Pest Solutions, 480-233-2674. Bye.